Welcome back. What you've just done is go through a relatively short process of helping people to look back, using narrative practice as a framework to guide us. You and your partner may have approached that exercise in very different ways, but remember, there are no right and wrong approaches to this. As you look at the toolkit, which you should now have in front of you, you'll see you're carrying a range of unique skills, experiences, abilities, and maybe even wounds. Again, these could look very different to your partner's, and again, there is no right or wrong makeup for your toolkit. These are skills, experiences, abilities, and wounds that shape you and that can become something positive to shape your future. From here and into the next session, we'll be building this toolkit and identifying priorities, goals, and ways to grow into the future. This may involve learning new skills and exposing yourself to new experiences. Your coordinator will remind you again, but please remember to bring that toolkit with you to the next session. An important precursor for growing and learning new skills is having a growth mindset rather than a fixed mindset. Let me explain using an example from my own life. I'm not a runner. I've had a fixed mindset on that for most of my life. I don't run, I hate running, I'll never run. Until 4 years ago, having been fairly fit all my life, I realised that I'd become pretty lazy. I'd had a lot of excuses. I had kids, I was working, I was juggling all of the different things that working parents today juggle. But they were all excuses. And I needed to do something to feel good in my body again. I didn't have much time, that bit was true. And so I realised that running was something I could fit into my daily schedule. So I went out, I bought some running shoes, and I set off around the block. I started by walking a block, running a block, walking, running. And it took me probably 6 months to get up to running 5 kilometres. But the fact is, I had always believed I wasn't a runner and I hated running. And once I gave it a go, I discovered I loved running. And I love running and find that it's a beautiful time just for me to reflect and have some me time in the middle of the busyness. It's become a bit of a circuit breaker for me. I was shocked at how closed my mind was to running and how wrong I could be, and found myself asking what else I was lying to myself about. So individuals with a fixed mindset believe their talents and their abilities can't be changed. I'm a runner and I'm not a runner and I'll never be a runner. They avoid challenges because of the risk of failure, and they see effort as useless. Generally, feedback is ignored because we've got such a fixed view of who we are and what we can do. Individuals with a growth mindset, on the other hand, see possibilities and are open to new perspectives. Maybe I could be a runner if I approached it the right way. Those with a growth mindset believe that challenges are an opportunity for personal growth. They see failure or feedback from others as valuable information that can help them to learn and grow. There are also multiple ways to approach a problem and continue to try different solutions if the first attempt doesn't work. So fixed mindsets can be linked to negative emotions, and negative emotions narrow our thinking. Two researchers, Fredrickson and Joyner, found that when people feel positive emotions, they're often jolted into a different way of thinking and acting. They become more creative, more open-minded, and their actions become more adventurous and exploratory. This positive mindset and expansion of action allows them to more easily master any challenges, which in turn generates more positive emotion, which further broadens and builds thinking and action, and so on. Most people are not one or the other, fixed or growth mindset. Like myself, I think I'm someone with generally a growth mindset, but when it came to running, I was definitely fixed. Most people can think about areas of their life where they have one mindset or the other, but we may most easily lean toward one than the other in new or difficult situations and opportunities. Identifying this in ourselves and creating awareness about it is the first step to changing our mindset.